There's restaurants like Abu KFC, Nando's. So it is a normal country. So I want you guys to leave this video knowing, would say Pakistan is very nice. Like another thing in here, there's not so many black people. There's a lot of foreigners, people from all the countries, they are here, but black people, there are very few. Wherever we go, people look at us, people want to take pictures with us, like, you know, because they don't know this. Thing that shook me, that is a culture shock, was obviously the attire, the clothing. We know Pakistani is an Islamic country, so there's a certain way that you need to conduct yourself. Things like alcohol are not here, things like pork are not here.
Opportunities don't happen, you create them.
Hello, Tumalang, Abseni, Sanbonani, Bacheroni, everything. Good morning, good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you to the host that has invited me. Thank you for having me on your channel. I'm so grateful and honored. My name is Nondumiso, aka Nondum Sibi. I am a young woman, a 29-year-old to be specific, 29-year-old woman, currently based in Pakistan, and I am a South African. And no, I'm not married to a Pakistani man, not because there's anything wrong with that. It's just that whenever I say I am in Pakistan, people tend to assume that I am married to a Pakistani man. Okay, so thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys are gonna like the video, comment down below, and do all the things that we do. Okay, so my name is Nondumiso, as I've said, but I'm known as Nondu, and I am a South African. I moved to Pakistan, Islamabad to be specific, in 2018 December. November, December. My husband came in November and we joined him with my kids in December, so in 2018. So this year in November, we will be turning 3 years away from home. Okay, so who am I? I'm just going to give you a brief background of myself. I am a Zulu girl, born and bred in KZN, and then later in life when my parents moved to Gauteng, then we moved with them, of course, and then my home now is in Val. And then later on in 2014, I got married, and so that my house now is in Centurion. Yo, I'm just all over the place. So I grew up in Durban just like any other normal girl. My upbringing was okay, not rich. We were not poor as well. We were living a normal life that a South African would know. We go to school, we have food. It wasn't a fancy life. We went to government schools, and so yeah. And later in life, I completed my matric in Gauteng, and that's where I did my tertiary, and that's where I've been working. I've done property management. I work in property in the sectional title department, and that's where I've worked my whole time, basically. So how we got to Pakistan, I know that's what you guys want to know. So in 2018, my husband had applied for a posting where he works. A posting is where your company sends you to another country to work there for a certain period of time. Now, my husband works for the government. I can't say which department. And so what they do with them is that they would send them in whatever country they sent you to for like 4 years. Initially what used to happen was they would send you to a soft posting where like your fancy countries for 2 years, and then you would swap with the person who's in a difficult country for 2 years. So in the 4 years you would have been into 2 countries. That's what we knew when we applied. Why we applied also was because we just wanted to travel the world. We knew we liked doing this, but obviously finances and all, the best way we could do it was with that opportunity. Okay, and so when he applied on 2018, they told him that he is accepted. Of course, there's like a process, and unfortunately, you do not choose which country you want to go to. Like your bosses or your employer decides which country you go to. And remember, there's like a group of 30 people that are accepted for this program. So it's not just us. Lesson two is that there's a lot of South Africans abroad. I mean, if he was in a group with 30 people and like 25 were accepted to go, that just shows you how many people are abroad. There's a lot of South Africans staying abroad. So it is like normal now. Like it is really normal. You must just research and find out ways on how you can get yourself to your dream country. Okay, so when he obviously did all that process, short listings and stuff, we were hoping also to go to a fancy country like Europe, China, all those countries that we see and aspire to go to. Never in my wildest dream did I think Gifunge Pakistan. For what? For who? You don't think of Pakistan when you think of going abroad. And so firstly, when the news came, I had just given birth to my last born son. I've got 2 kids, so we came with our kids here. I had just given birth to my son in April, so we knew as this process was going on, we wanted to go together as a family because we discussed it. Okay, so when we get the posting, we are all going because we want to also just do this thing as a family, because going in a foreign country alone might not be an easy thing. So we knew from like the beginning, if we get this posting, we are all gonna go as a family, which meant I was gonna resign, which was also another thing. I'll get to it. So I had just gotten my son, and obviously, as I said, we were hoping for good countries. Not that this place is not, but like, those bigger countries that we all aspire to go to. And then when the news came, they told us we're going to Pakistan. We were caught in between. We were so happy that we got the blessing that we prayed for, and we were just so looking forward to the opportunity. But now the country we were going to was not the fancy countries that we hoped for. Now it was a bit tricky because you never know what to expect. Social media has portrayed this country to be something that is, I'd say that is not what it is, because I've been here, so I know that it is not what we see on social media. But at the time, all these things that we see online came to my mind. I was thinking, is it safe? How am I going to go with kids? What are they going to eat? All those sort of things, And so, but anyways, we did our research. It wasn't proper because the internet, like I said, is so full of negative things to say about Pakistan that it's very rare to find the truth or the real Pakistani, that's which is why I started a YouTube channel, just to show the good side, the good things about Pakistan. So do check that out, because when I was searching, I couldn't find some of the things, and I knew when I got here, I want to do the channel so that for someone else who's gonna come here, they must get the true version of Pakistan. Okay, so when we got here, how is life this side? A lot of people always say to me, "Ooh, ni safe." People call me, "What are you eating?" People think the worst, and I once used to be that person as well. So when we got here, we left in November. I was so scared. I never knew what to expect fully, even though I was Googling, even though I was asking the people that are already here, that work with him. It was just never enough. I never knew exactly what I'm gonna find. So I bought things that I came with because my son was like 6 months. So I came with the milk, I came with purities, baby foods, I came with the lotions, because I wanted to make sure that my kids don't suffer or struggle in the time that we are still trying to adjust. So when I came here, I realized, actually, Pakistan is not bad, guys. Yes, it is actually like a normal country. Obviously, Pakistan is not rich. It's not a rich country. But like, it's not what we know, what we expect when we are in South Africa. I personally had like, we're probably gonna stay in, when you've got like the worst and then when you arrive in the place, it's totally opposite. That's what I got, and I was so happy because you know when you expect the West and then you see you become relaxed, you start to be excited as well. So we came, I saw good type of the place has got malls, the place has got schools, the place has got like shops. I immediately when we came here, houses were nice, you know. I saw the airport, it was like a normal country, and immediately I was so relaxed. Oh, okay. It's not bad. It's not bad. So again, what the media portrays is not really what this place is. And of course, I speak based on my experience, based on the places I've been to. I am in Islamabad, which is the capital city. I understand, just like any other country, there are bad things or bad places. Just like even in South Africa, there is like Dipsloot, Tembisa, there is Sentin. Those places are not the same. Yabo. So now it's just like that. Life is normal, guys. The shops, I was worried about food. Remember I told you I had bought things for kids. When I got here, everything was here. Like they've got baby food. Some of the big brands that we know, like all Pampers, Abonen for kids, Purities. There was so much. Or Cyrilac, because obviously like big brands or Nestle, Bacon. So I was so happy about that. So just to let you know, like, when you want to go abroad, do research and also bear in mind what is on the internet might not be the real expression of what it is. Okay, so we got here. I realized life is the same. There's bread, there's everything that you are used to. We live a normal life. The only difference that is here is that obviously things might not be done the same way. The way of life, language barrier, it's so difficult to communicate. But also I didn't expect that so many Pakistani people would know English. I thought they would only speak their language. They speak Urdu here, but I was so relieved when I got here that most people do understand a little bit of English, though communication is a bit of a problem because most people know Urdu, but they do understand English. You try and hlanganisa, but they do understand English, which is another relief. Another thing was food. I was worried, what are we gonna eat? Are we gonna find rice in? There is food, guys. Like there is food, and I've seen with other countries as well, because I know people in other countries. As I told you, that the program has got like quite a few people, and they're saying the same thing. In any country, you will definitely find something that you are used to. There are stores that sell for foreigners, so you will find food from your country. It might be a bit pricey depending on where you are, even though you don't find similar type of brands. Like for example, in mayonnaise, I would love to get a Crossworld and Blackworld. I don't know, I can't remember what we call it, but it's not here. But there are other brands that are very nice. So even though you won't find similar things, there are things that we are kind of almost closer to what you're looking for. So as I said, communication was perfect. Food is also not a problem. There's restaurants like Abu KFC, Nando's. So it is a normal country. So I want you guys to leave this video knowing, would say Pakistan is very nice. Like so it's not bad at all. Another thing that I was worried about, my daughter had to start school. So she started school when she was 3 years. I was just worried about the language and also how are they going to treat her, because another thing in here, there's not so many black people. There's a lot of foreigners, people from all the countries, they are here, but black people, there are very few. Maybe few that I've seen. Like we get excited when we see a black person. That's how few they are. And so yeah, you find that people will stare at you because it's not normal. There are not a lot of people. Wherever we go, people look at us. People want to take pictures with us, like, you know, because they don't know this. Some come with an attitude, snacks, but most of the time, 99%, people are so welcoming here. The hospitality is just great. When you go to the shop, people want to know where you're from and all. So that was also not a problem. My daughter went to school. They loved her, the teachers. And again, the nice thing is that kids will always adjust fine. If you want to go move abroad with your family, just don't worry too much about your kids, depending on how old they are, obviously. Mine were too young, so kids adjust and adapt easily. She started school, she had friends, and she was part of the group, basically. The other thing that shook me, that is a culture shock, was obviously the attire, the clothing. We know Pakistani is an Islamic country, so there's a certain way that you need to conduct yourself. Things like alcohol are not here, things like pork are not here. You need to dress in a certain way. Not that it's compulsory to wear like the traditional Pakistani outfits, but they cover most of the time, so it is advisable when you come here, because when you are in Rome, darling, you do what Romans do. So you don't want to be too different. You need to adjust the way you dress, where you wear pants, you must cover up, wear longer tops, short sleeves. It's not really perfect. You can do it, nobody will say anything to you, but you'll definitely feel uncomfortable because most people here do the same thing or wear the same type of clothing. So that was a big culture shock. Another thing that was challenging about moving abroad, and I'm going to tell you at the end why we had to obviously give you these things, because when you go abroad, you think you're going to have a nice life, yeah? You think it's going to be like fun all the way. You're shopping, you're meeting friends. It's not that. I did a video a few months ago where I spoke about expectations versus reality. Now, when you move abroad, we need to move away from this thing. Yeah, my expectations, angekho. I know, because I also had like funny expectations. I thought we're gonna be living in a nice fancy house, eating nice food. I'm probably gonna have a chef. It's gonna be fun. It is nice. Living abroad is a very good experience. I would recommend it for anyone. It is a very good experience. We need this in life. I wish we just knew earlier. It's not that deep. We can all do it, So I spoke about expectations versus the reality. One needs to know the reality is very harsh. Staying abroad is not as fun as you think. First of all, being homesick. You guys don't understand, as soon as you leave your country, like you are gone, everything is going to be different. They might have food, like I said, similar type of food. You might be okay because there's English, you can communicate. You might be okay because people don't discriminate and all that. But the fact that you are not on your home ground, you feel it. When you go to the mall, people stare at you. They might not say anything bad, but you're going to start to feel goodish. Yeah, but when you have to make friends, you don't know how people are going to accept and react to you. So it becomes a bit difficult. You miss home. You miss everything about home. You will miss the arrogant. I promise you. You miss the silly things because now they are not there. And another sad thing is that when you are abroad, even though you make a bit extra money or more than what you would make at home, but you still need to leave where you are. So the money that you are going to get, you still spend it. So that expectation you go to rich, is kind of not true, because you still need to live wherever you are. You still need to maintain, obviously, in bill. And we need to stop this thing of when you are abroad, you live like you are a millionaire. And then you get to South Africa, you are back to zero. Yabo. Reality is you're still going to have to leave. You still need to continue saving. You still need to continue paying policies and do all these other things that you would do at home, so that when you go back, you are not those people, you know, the type of thing. So the reality is that life is normal. You get there, you need to obviously be streetwise in terms of finances, because this is some sort of a break thing. You want to go back home being a better person. Yabo. And then another thing that I would say is that when you move abroad, you will see the people abaktandayo and those who pretend. When you are abroad, now you are far. You're not going to be in events. You're not going to be invited for parties and stuff. Friends are going to be fewer. Friends are going to decrease. I don't know if there's a word fewer. But because now you are far, you're going to find that relationships end. Only the genuine people you had will stay with you. Because now you're going to have to do video calls. Now they're going to have to call you every now and then. So if they were not for you, they won't tolerate that. Like they won't be there for you. So loneliness is definitely going to kick in. depression does kick in for people who stay abroad, because you get so depressed. People at home are busy. There's a time difference. When you want to speak to your friends, they're probably at work. They're probably sleeping, because depending on the time, wherever you are. I, for instance, I'm 3 hours ahead. Whenever it is 12 o'clock, give me, it's 9 o'clock in South Africa. When I want to, I've been missing my friend. I want to call her because now, like, give me 12. I mean, she's still getting to work. She's still settling in, and already I don't have people, Sorry, I keep mixing languages. I'm just like that. But I think you get the gist. It is not all glitz and glam. There's so many challenges. Even with the food, it might be there, but the fact that you are now gonna taste new spices, the same food, like exactly same food, like a biryani, would obviously taste different because now they use different spices. The way of making it is different. So even though you will find things that will make you a bit comfortable, there's still an adjustment that you have to do. So bear yourself, prepare yourself for change, prepare yourself for uncomfortable most of the time. Yeah. Okay, cost of living, as I was speaking about finances. Now, where I'm staying, I know most people think, yeah, it was patela my phone in. Pakistan is not a rich country, like I said, but luckily for us, we don't get paid in the currency yala. We get paid in the currency somewhere else, which makes things better. And then, because now we have to change the money to a currency alana, which makes things better in terms of affordability. But in terms of lifestyle and prices, guys, this is fun. Pakistan and South Africa is actually more or less the same. A tray of beef is exactly the same as 89 rands or 100 rands. So fun. Prices for me are similar. Okay, another thing that I can say is that I had to leave my job. As I said in the beginning, I resigned, and then the program that we are in, you're not allowed to work if you want the benefits from the program. So we decided, I'm not going to work this side because the benefits are obviously better than what you would get if you are in this country. So I'm not working. I'm going to just speak briefly about the challenges of being a stay-at-home mom in a foreign country. Now, the first thing is the same as I said, loneliness. You're going to be lonely. Like, it's going to be crazy, especially if you are an outgoing person like me. Minashem, I go out, I'm a people's person. Now here I had to adjust. I'm not going to be going out with friends every now and then. And I have been working all my life. I started working very early. I completed my tertiary sebenza. So adjusting was a bit difficult, but we're okay now. As I said, being abroad helps you to be a person who adapts fast. I had to adapt and move. So I made sure that I find things that I will do so that I don't feel bored and lonely. One of them was to start a channel. Another one I am starting, not now, I'm currently on break, guys, COVID break, but I started from when I came here, just so that I don't feel the stress so alone. So find things that you will just buy time with, learn a new skill, do anything so that you don't feel bored, because you will definitely feel bored. Yeah, and also just the adjusting, you would see, I had never not worked, so hubby and I had to work out a way. You would say, I don't feel like I'm a burden. Well, we spoke about this even when I was still at home. We would say, I shouldn't feel like a burden. I should get like some type of money type of things. Because I would never be that person who would say, everything, you know what I mean? So it was a huge adjustment in terms of that. I do sometimes feel like my life is a standstill, because I feel like everybody is working, everybody is looking forward to this. I'm just like, but on the brighter side of things, it has helped me grow a relationship with my kids. I've got 2 kids, as I said, and I realized, Tuguti, being home, I would have never had the relationship that I had with my kids, So basically, that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. What the moral of all this, what I think even Sophia is trying to do, is that you can also move abroad. Gone are the days where we thought people who stay abroad are the people who are coming from the backgrounds as a Richie with the family trust funds. No, not anymore. We can all do it. There are so many opportunities. Just make sure that you Google, check what visas are used in the country you want to go to, how to apply to be to move that country, what work can you do in that country. Just prepare yourself for Uguti. You will be uncomfortable, you will need to adapt, you will need to be willing to change your way of thinking, be open-minded. But other than that, life abroad is beautiful. I am in Pakistan. Funny enough, most people think Bunzima, I can't wait to go home. I'm actually like, I miss home, but I'm so grateful for the chance I had. I had to go see other people's way of life. I now appreciate my country more. I appreciate family, like the little things. You know, sometimes when you're in the place of comfort, you tend to, you are used to the surroundings, you are used to everything that you have that side. So you are a bit ungrateful. You don't realize what you have, as they say, until it's gone. So when you leave, you actually appreciate your country even more. I see now Wutaibo, South Africa is the best place to be. Like, I see how people suffer in other places here, and I'm just like, wow, thank God for our country, our government, and coming from a vibrant, diversified country is also like, I'm so grateful for that. So going abroad will help you grow. You will grow. You will see things or life in a better perspective. I hope you guys liked the video. If you've got any other questions about moving abroad, I will answer those that I can. You do check out my channel as well, Nondum CB. And yeah, man, thank you so much for having me. Bye.